Hi everyone. As I promised, I'll be sharing my little Excel sheet that has all the magic recipe to get successful transformation. So, first of all, it is very important to track progress. The reason is tracking progress is to show uh, yourself that you are going on the right direction. And one thing I mentioned in one of the videos that only weighing and looking at the particular area of your body is not the right way to track your progress. So first of all, although it is important to track your weight, but we will if we want to actually track everything, then only we'll be able to tell that if we are going on to right direction. So there are 8 parameters I generally recommend to track, but it's generally get uh, overwhelming for most of the people. So I think doing 3 4 things off the top of this list is useful. Weigh yourself every morning upon waking up. If you have weighing machine, I think that's worth having that. And your weight will change daily depending upon if you are stressed or if you ate a lot of carb or you are hydrated, dehydrated, or uh, what's in your gut if you are constipated, or if you are weighing at different time also, give you a different result. um, if you have uh, if you have had something with salty last day, so it will also uh, tend to change your weights drastically. So that's why I would suggest every morning wake up, uh, use restroom and weigh yourself, and take the weekly average. Next is to circumference measurement in 9 places. I'll share every place of it, but let's, as I mentioned, that will start with the few things like lower belly and upper belly. So it's like 1 inch below the navel and 2 inch above the. So because that's the place where you don't you will not build as much muscle. So that's the place where you will see if you're losing a fat or not. So another important thing is to take photos from all of the side, front, side, and rear, uh, yeah, every 4 weeks. So you also need to track that how are you feeling. So whoever I work with, I always ask him that how are the feelings, because if you are on the right track, if you are eating enough, if you are working out, you will never feel miserable. I think it should improve. So if you are feeling constantly hungry, fatigue, or tired, so it means we need to make some changes. So although you will feel little hungry all the time if you are in calorie deficit, but it should not be too bad. So you also want to see how is your adherence and all remaining things in the chart. As I mentioned, we will just following uh, you know fundamentals for a few weeks, so we are not going into detail in everything. So let's go to the our nutrition plan. So if you look at this, this is scenario one is my case. Scenario two is a guy with 200 pound weight, and scenario three is a girl with 170 weight, 30% body fat. So what you need to calculate is starting weight. These are the points that you need to calculate. Now you will see that how can I calculate that? I don't have any machine. So I can understand you can go to Google, and there are way you can check your BMR and uh, BMR and body fat. I just did calculate BMR, and I just gave my weight is 175. So all these things are just rough figure. So it is like if you are in coma, if I am laying down all the day, so all this is the minimum calorie I would need. Okay, so if you are sedentary to 064, so I'll find myself somewhere between this. So my daily calorie expenditure is 2700. So it's all estimation. So if I start eating less than this over a period of time, I will lose weight, and if I start eating more than this consistently, then I would probably gain weight. But at the same time, if I will increase my activity, so some of them will be neutralized by that. So it's energy balance. Okay, so now you know your BMR and you know your TDE as well. So you can find out your TDEs here. So same way, these two uh, uh, guys and girls, you have calculated BMR and TDE, and now we coming back to our goal. So my goal is to recomp, build muscle, and lose some fat. But yeah, so I'll be in deficit because my primary goal is lose fat. So same way, we will identify that how much we have to, uh, you know, go in deficit. So we have to ensure that we are not going below the BMR. Okay, so this is like training cardio, and that's let's not get into too much detail, but this is how much you'll be losing per week. We are not reducing food by a lot. That's why we are not losing drastic weight, but that's the goal. Actually, we want to lose fat at the pace where body will not adapt it. Like our metabolism will not go slow down. So now come back that how much protein, fat, carbs, and daily calorie we need. So as I mentioned that I will eat 2600. So at very slow pace, I will lose fat. So how much protein I would need? 1.2% of uh, my lean mass. So this is because I'm already a little muscular, so I need more protein to maintain it. Where in your case, if somebody's at this level or around this level, would need 150 gram of protein. So then come down to fat. So this is all complicated, but you can email me. I will send you this Excel sheet if you want. But when I come to my checklist, I would say we would be just tracking these two things because otherwise it will be too complicated for a beginner. And one thing we want to ensure that we have to gain momentum. If we will do too much thing together at first go, then chances of failure is more. So we will track only protein and calories. So calories will ensure that we will be on a path to lose or gain weight. That's whatever our goal is. So how much you have to eat less, we have identified here. Now, how much protein we need to eat, we have identified there, and remaining calories can come from fat and carbs. Okay, so first 4 weeks, if we become good in this, then we can probably move to next steps. Okay, so now we know our starting weight, body fat, lean mass, calculated BMR, TDE. Yeah, let's come back to body fat. There is a way you can calculate some body fat without going to uh, without going to uh, find a machine. So calculate body fat, and you get all these numbers. And as I mentioned again, you can email me. I'll send this Excel sheet. So next thing is that my food list. So this is my favorite food list because I got this list after doing lots of research, and in terms of that what food items work well in my macros. So if you pay attention that most of the items are you know heavy on protein side, and because I need more protein, and these are the tips, like these are the tricks that I use when I've been deep down in dieting, so just to feel a little bit better. And all these syrup and sugar free jam, diet coke, they are low in calorie. It's not very healthy, but if it's fine for short term. So you can use stevia if you want to make any sweet dish. So after picking those food, this is my sample diet chart. If you see, it's 1900, 2000 calorie. I can adjust, I can add, remove food from a food item from this list, and whichever is available. It's so the diet I follow is flexible diet. So I'm not very fixed on stuff, but it's just before dinner I calculated that how much I ate entire day, and I try to preserve most of my calories for dinner, and so that I don't have to calculate everything in the morning, entire day. So if you see, I do I I want to do intermittent fasting to make things a little easier, because then those 14 hours I don't have to worry about food. And after that also I'm only eating protein, and then until lunch I'm not eating anything. Then at lunch I'm eating simple dal rice or soya chunk rice or whatever. Like I'm calculating uh, you know all the ghee, butter, oil I'm using to cook my food. So then evening also I'm heavily on this uh, whey protein. So banana or fruits is the good source of instant energy. So that's why I'm using it pre-workout, post-workout, another whey protein, and then I'm having my dinner. So I just before dinner I calculate that how much I ate, and whatever is pending for my quota I can have it. It doesn't have to be the same. And at the night uh, I prefer some slow release protein source like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. That would give me constant supplies of nitrogen oxide during the night. So this is very simple. You can make your own using your own food, and make sure that you target your daily calories and protein. So now I come to now this is the part where I want to show you this daily checklist, and it has nothing magical, but yeah, these four things if you do daily, at least 5-6 days in a week, and for 3 months, you will have awesome result. So first is, so we will not discuss training in this program, in this video. So, but you have to pick any activity. So tip is, I always say that either you do it first thing in the morning or you do it before sleeping. So I think this is important. If you finish it early on, uh, then hit your daily calorie requirement. We already discussed how you can do that. I would prefer not to eat. I feel uh, uh, I don't feel good if I eat less in my dinner. So that's why I keep most of my calories for dinner. Yeah, you after trying it on yourself for a few days, you will identify that how's your body reacting. So next thing is hit your protein requirement. I mentioned that keep all the stuff that is heavy on protein at your place all the time, and at the same time also don't keep distraction or like the food you don't the food that's not helping you with your calorie requirement. Don't keep those food at your place, so otherwise you will get distracted and you will end up having that. next is to Next is 10,000 steps. So although if we see any workout, in a workout we don't spend more than 100 200 calories, or whatever kind of cardio or weight training we are doing. The maximum calories we burn is during our day doing household work or doing some other work. So we need to stay active. If we are calculating 10,000 steps, it means we are active enough. We are standing, we are walking, we are doing doing enough non-exercising thermodynamics. So that's important. So there are other important things, like I think these two are also important. Tracking our progress we already discussed. For this is also very important. It's not very hard also. So meal timing is the next thing. If you are able to follow all the above things, so there are some tips that I found that backed by scientific literature, and these are multivitamins and omega-3 fish, and this is for your sleep hygiene. It's very hard to maintain it, but yeah, still if you can, whatever you can do. So guys, I think that's a lot for a one session. You can pause it, you can watch it again. If you want this Excel sheet, I can send it to you. Send me a note on my email or in comment section, and let me know if you have any question. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.